What's up with tacos? Coming at you with a midweek haul. I wasn't able to do a haul. I mean, I did pick up books last week, but because of AAPI Heritage Month interviews, we had one scheduled Friday night with Lipway Chang. Go check that out if you missed it. It's a great conversation, great artist, really entertaining and funny guy. But yeah, it's been a stellar month of connecting with Asian creators, and but the main thing I think for this cycle of Heritage Month is all the great participation that we've gotten from members of the comic book community. I mean, people you watch and follow, and like K-pop Junkie, E-Man, Cantonese Comic Kid, and it's just been great because these are community members who we've featured on this channel before, but just to have this level of collaboration and participation has been really special, and I can't thank those members enough. But this is just the start. I mean, I think next year's will be even bigger and better. We've got more sort of a targeted approach for outreach next year. And again, the goal remains to get Jim Lee on the program. So just in our third year, but it's been real fun. I mean, there've been I think points of some stress, just because I think the stakes are a little, I don't want to say they're higher, but I just feel like we really want to, I think this content is fabulous, and I know not everybody's attuned to AAPI Heritage Month. It's sort of background noise for a lot of people, but I hope for our community, people celebrating API Heritage Month, they can look at our channel as something uniquely highlighting an aspect of again our community, our community within the community. I like to call the AAPI comic book community we're not very visible, but we're definitely a major part of the collecting community, and there's still some community members we haven't had on the program, but we're going to slowly get them on, and there's so many great channels that I kind of tune into and watch, and it's just great to see like all the different things that people collect and how diverse the community really is in its tastes, and who we follow, who we collect. So anyway, with that being said, didn't get to put out a video last week. We only picked up a few books from Half Price Comics anyway. Half Price Books. Half Price Comics. Half Price Books. But I recently went to Hilla Comics again, and we picked up 6 books for $6, one of which is the Book of the Hall. And we'll get to that one at the very end, so stay tuned for that. It's a personal, I don't want to call it a grail because it's not. Half Price Book says, welcome, hey Miss So. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad people are tuning in and enjoying it. We've had some really great creators on, um, and some really thoughtful interviews. So it's been fun. Personally, for me, it's been really, I think, the best year. Um, it just gets better each year. So really looking forward to seeing where this goes. Uh, over time, but hopefully it gains some momentum and more people tune in. All right, so like I said, I picked up um, 6 books from Hilo Comics for $6, and then I picked up 3 books from Half Price Books for $3.50. So all in all, this is a 9-book, $9.50 haul. So 9 books for $9.50. So you do the math; it's about $1.05 per book, something like that. Obviously we paid tax on the half price books, but not going to necessarily calculate that. Just keeping it simple. So you can look at it as probably $9, or sorry, $10 or so, or over $10 for 9 books, but a little a little over $1 per book, which I know for a fact, just with a couple of these, we definitely made our value back, as we always do. I pride myself on getting that value out of each haul. So we'll start. This was a quarter bin book. I did take the sticker off, but it also has like a sticker stain on the center of the book as well. But I mean, it looks okay. And I really just like the concept of this book. I recently picked up a Dark Claw #1, the amalgam, 90s amalgam books, DC, Marvel Comics kind of crossover where they mix the characters, mix the superpowers, and create sort of a new um, team of characters. Well, we've got the Magnetic Men featuring Magneto. So Magneto is he's not really an amalgam character here, but they take some of the, I guess, mutants and combine them with the Metal Men. Naman Young's a big Metal Men fan. So I'm sure there are other DC characters in here that I'm not recognizing, but yeah, for a quarter, I thought this was just a great book to just get. I don't think it'll be worth much. It's just like probably $1 or a couple of dollars at most. But for me, it's just this amalgam. The amalgam books are just a cool concept, right? Because was really Marvel and DC kind of going above and beyond what was previously done by creating this sort of new content by combining characters and storylines and stuff. So, and right now the X-Men are hot, Magneto is hot, so I figure any obscure Magneto book from the 90s is just kind of a cool pickup, especially if it's for a quarter. So that's our first book. All right, the next 3 books are Jim Lee books, and the Jim Lee count, when we've added these 3, the Jim Lee count is now at 316 and counting. Nothing really special or out of the ordinary here. We picked up one thing I will say about these 3 pickups: they're all Jim Lee covers, Jim Lee interiors, and Scott Williams inking on both the covers and interiors. So just kind of Jim Lee's real sort of handprint on the project, not just the cover, but the entire book. So makes them somewhat more relevant. So we finally picked up Stormwatch #2 because it's just something I've been like, I run into it all the time, constantly running into it. And, today we had to pick up 3 books from the dollar bin. So at Hilo Comics, they have a 3 for $1 bin. So we had 2 big kind of books that we had that we really wanted. And this was just sitting there. So I thought, why not make it the 3rd book? And we picked it up. So finally got Stormwatch #2. Just a great, again, overall book. It's high grade. Trying to pick up the highest grade book there. I think it's near mint. There's a little bit of like a spine. I don't know what you call it, just like a curve. But overall, I mean, if you keep it in a bag and board against some books, it should flatten out, no issue. So high grade copy of. Got this for, again, 33 cents essentially. So pretty good start. Quarter, 33 cents. The Key Jim Lee book. The next 2, one we picked up for $2. Well, okay, so Hilo Comics has a 3 for $1 bin and 3 for $5 bin. So this was 3 for $5, which is roughly, again, 3 for $1, 3 for $5. You spent $6 on 6 books. I'm just going to make it $1. So technically 33 cents technically, but kind of distributing all that. We'll just make it $1 book. $1, which is more than I want to spend on that book, but again, just doing the math stuff. So these are also $1 books. Well, no. This one we picked up for half a cover, so it's $1.50. This one we picked up for $1. Again, technically 3 for $5, so it's what, $1.60 something, dollars somewhere, something like that. $1.60 something, 67, I think. But yeah, we'll say $1. Again, 6 books for $6. I like to do math that way. So $1 book here. And again, these are all Jim Lee covers, Jim Lee interiors, Scott Williams on inks for all of that. So I think it's a cool series. I don't know. I guess this came out around when the first Suicide Squad was really popular, the one with Will Smith. And man, how fun, that was a while back. I mean, it was 2017 when this book came out, so it's been a minute. Or I should say 2016, 2017 when these come out. But anyway, yeah, great pickups. $1.50, or $1.67. This is also part of the 3 for $5. So $1.67, quote unquote, /$ book. And what we picked up was, I would say it's a high grade, maybe a very fine VF copy of Action 592. Again, part of that John Byrne Action Comics run that we're trying to slowly pick up. We're not trying to spend a lot on it. And this is spent about $1.60 in terms of the 3 for $5. But ultimately, when it's spread it out, it's paid about $1 per book. So got this for $1. Not bad. Not great, but not bad either. This next one is also part of the 3 for $5. And I just got it because it's a newsstand copy. Again, we kind of put it in this my bag and board. So I already had a copy of this as a direct edition, which is on the back here. So I kind of swapped out the direct in the back and put the newsstand in the front. This is what we picked up today, the newsstand edition. This is like a VF copy, maybe a VF minus, fine plus. There are some issues, but overall, like a high grade book. Again, newsstand copy. Looks pretty good on that book. I just love this cover. It's just, ultimately, like, there there are these like special covers that Byrne did during this run, and I consider this one of the, the humorous ones where John Byrne kind of inserts himself, and definitely memorable. So this was there for $2, but we picked it up as part of the 3 for $5.67 technically, but spread out over the haul, about $1. Paid $1 for it. This next one, ignore the sticker. We got it for half a cover, which is $1.75. And this could have been the book of the haul, but I'm going to reserve the book of the haul for later. Again, paid $1.75, half a cover for The Wicked and the Divine, issue number 2. This is the variant cover featuring Kieran Gillen here and Jamie McKelvey on the cover. This cover was actually drawn by, who was it? It's the Chip Zdarsky variant. He did the cover on their comic book. So it's a variant of Wicked and Divine number 2. This is triple signed. It's triple signed by Kieran Gillen, Jane McKelvey, and Matt Wilson, the 3 creators that worked on this book. So we picked up a signed book for half a cover. In my book, that's a win. I do like this run, or this story. I have the sort of the hardback full edition. It's a long read. I haven't actually read the whole thing, but I've read parts of the first book. So it's a good story. I think it's a little violent, and it's a little on the shock, the shocking side, but overall just pretty neat comic book, I would say. A lot of great comic book art. Jamie McKelvey's a great artist, and again, great writing by Kieran Gillen. So saw this book, I was like, boom, we're getting it. Signed book. That was pretty cool. All right. I think a while back, someone came on the show in the chat, and we're talking about Brian Bolland books, and he had mentioned, hey, are you going to get the Jed Dredd, books from the early 80s, Eagle Comics, Jed Dredd? And I was like, yes, I would love to pick those up. They've kind of been on my eye now because, Destiny City Comics has a bunch of issues from the run, and they're not that expensive. They're probably $3 to $5 books. Some of them, I guess, are priced higher, but I know the number 1 is very high. But again, we were looking in the 3 for $1 bin books, the 33-cent bin books, and the last 2 books here that I'm going to feature are from those. So technically, 33-cent books, but spread out over the entire purchase, it's $1. So the second to the last book we're going to show off is Judge Dredd number 2, and it's a beautiful Bolland cover, first off, but it is got a lot of, I don't think the book is necessarily in bad shape. There's not creases or anything. There's just all this staining and just humidity damage to it. And you can see sort of this like mold forming. You know, I don't know if we can wipe that off, but we're going to try. You know, we're going to look at these books, grade these books, and we're going to clean as best we can, you know, then do some bleach wiping time here. But yeah, just a beautiful ball and cover right there. Sort of the, I guess, Cold War theme, Judge Dredd's. Eagle Comics. Boom, and there's a back cover to this. We'll take a look at that as well. But yeah, for 33 cents, I was like, what a find. Again, it wasn't in like the worst shape. I've seen worse books, but this is like doable. I just gonna do some cleaning. Hopefully we'll improve it. So stick around. All right, this is the book of the haul. And I don't want to necessarily say this is a Grail book, because by no means is it like Grail level, but it's a book that has been on my radar for a long time. I mean, this has been on my radar since I was like collecting back in the day. And when I got back into collecting, it's just something like, you know, we'll pick up someday. I actually, like, on a couple of occasions on eBay, have thought about just getting the book, you know, online. But when you get the book online, it ranges in different conditions, and you know, the pricing can range as well. So you just never know what you're getting. Not that it's an expensive book, but at the same time, like the higher grades of this book can kind of get up there. But for me, this is just one of my favorite characters in comic books. Because when I just first got into the X-Men, you know, one of the first books I read was, you know, the issue where they go to Japan and they, you know, kind of battle Sunfire, and then they eventually, you know, kind of team up and help him and Mariko Yashida out. And ever since that, you know, reading that, I was like, yeah, Sunfire, you know, not that Sunfire is like he kind of has his issues, but for me, like, the fact that this guy was, you know, Japanese, he was fighting for his country, you know, he was sort of a nationalist, but, you know, kind of reminded me of like parallels to, if there was a South Korean superhero, that's kind of what the South Korean superhero would do as well. So it's great to have that Asian representation, even though it wasn't the best representation at the time. I think Chris Claremont didn't do Sunfire any favors, didn't write him as a particularly deep character, but you know, you got to go back. You know, Sunfire came out of, he was kind of born in this weird, like, yeah, Japan was the enemy, but the tides were improving, and it was kind of this character that had the Asian, tropes, kind of one-dimensional type character. Again, a person that loved their country and was fighting for his country, and sometimes that conflicted with the agenda of the Western superheroes, and that's what we have here. The great representation of that. This, I believe, is Sunfire's second appearance in comic books. So his first appearance in comic books is X-Men. I'm not going to remember the number. It's X-Men something from the, I think late silver or early bronze. And, a couple years later, he makes another appearance on this great copy of Submariner 52. All right, so this was sitting there, the 33-cent bin. It's a early Bronze Age book, I think, or it's a Bronze Age book from, I think, 1972. Again, technically his, I think, second appearance in comic books, but I consider it better than his technically first appearance, because that first appearance comic book, he's on the cover. It's not a great depiction, but here we have just this amazing Gil Kane cover with, them fighting, Namor and Sunfire fighting. Just a classic cover. We're going to get into grading this book. So it's a low grade copy. It needs quite a bit of TLC. And, Roger and I have put out content where I send him books, things that are kind of in rough shape, and he really kind of, he cleans them up, he presses them, he really gets them looking their best. Not that he can like grade bump them or anything like that, but it's really about just taking a book like this that is not in the best condition, but cleaning it up, doing what he can to make it really like an impressive, like visually impressive book. And I am definitely, again, with all the API Heritage Month stuff, I've just been kind of putting that on the back burner to reach out to him and coordinate. But so I probably will do it come June. And I've been thinking about like, what kind of books would we send to him, this time around. And this is definitely going to be one of the books. And I know Roger will be excited as well. He understands. He understands like the significance, or just the appreciation of a book like this, right? Not necessarily. I mean, I think it's a key, but it's not a big key. But it's just a great comic book. Gil Kane cover, got that Submariner, great Submariner, frame to the book. Just classic. So yeah, this is technically like a grail book for me. I mean, I wouldn't mind it in higher grade, but again, for 33 cents, this will be, I mean, it's got issues, but it still looks to me like a beautiful book. Now, this technically is a 20-cent book, but this one has a 25-cent sticker on it. And I don't know, I would imagine this is a sticker that was put on maybe by the shop or something to differentiate from the cover price. So they're just selling it for a nickel more. I don't know what the motivation or what the reasoning is, but this 25-cent sticker is just there where it should be 20 cents. And I'm not going to remove it. Maybe Roger might try to remove it. I think it looks fine with the 25-cent sticker there. Kind of speaks to maybe the time period. But yeah, overall. So let's start with this one. Actually, since we're gonna, yeah, let's save these for last because we're gonna do some cleaning on them, and we'll do these for last. So we're gonna start with just grading the books, that we went over, and gonna get my spreadsheet up here. Just put the grades in as they come up. All right, so we're gonna start with the Wicked and the Divine triple sign book. There we go. I wish this was a little higher. I'm just gonna get it. Put my camera up a little higher. There we go. Get it in frame there. Okay, so yeah, it's not a near mint book by any means. It's got its issues. I will say though, it's sharp corners, very smooth surface. Where we run into issue again, this was sitting there raw at half price books, so it got thumbed through. There's just little bends and stuff, spine ticks. So yeah, I'd say solid VF. Gonna go 8.0 on the book. Take a look at the back cover. Yeah, nothing. Again, just some deep spine ticks. I think it could improve with the press a little bit, but those spine ticks aren't going anywhere, so I don't think it would necessarily bump up the grade any much. Really, those spine ticks are the issue, what's wrong with the book. So I don't think this would necessarily improve from a press, maybe from a visual standpoint. It might, smoothing out some of those rough things, but it wouldn't improve the grade per se. Maybe half a grade bump. But yeah, I'll go 8.5. The rest of the book looks really, really clean, so I'll go 8.5. Give it a very, very generous grade here. So let's see, Wicked and the Divine. We'll go 8.5. I do want to mention its signature. John Gelby and Williams signature. Triple signed. Triple signature. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, this one I think I mentioned it was probably in the 5 plus VF minus range. I want to say, let's see here. I'm just going to take it out real quick. All right, so yeah, this one could benefit from a press. There's just some rippling there on the edge. You can't see it, but right there, you see the edge right there. I could improve, just flatten that out. A little bit of a spine roll a little bit. Lots of little spine ticks. So yeah, this is definitely needs a press. A little edges curled in there as well. Love the burn art in this book. Yeah. It's beautiful. Look at that. All right, so let's look at the back. Yeah, back is pretty decent. Again, not terrible shape. Just it's got those. It's just got just little minor flaws along the spine. Corners aren't really that sharp. Kind of dull corners. But yeah, no creasing or anything like that. So I'm gonna put this at a 7.5. 7.5 is, I think, a good place to land on this book. 38. 7.5. Now my direct copy is actually in like a 9.0, so it's in much better shape than this. They both kind of present the same though, again, but when you kind of microanalyze, I'll just show you what the spine looks like there. But you can see that through the bag. You can see sharp spine ticks, and again, the corners are kind of not that sharp. They're kind of rounded. So all in all, I think with the press, maybe half grade bump, but as is, 7.5 seems like a fair grade. Newsstand copy though, love that. It's a newsstand copy. All right, so this is Action Comics. Action Comics 592. Actually a really nice looking book. You got a couple spine ticks here. Sharp corners for the most part. Maybe a little dull on the corners, but pretty sharp. Yeah, I'd go solid 8.5 on this one. Doesn't really need a press. Beautiful burn art. Just, yeah. Beautiful. Definitely like a VF Plus book here, I think. Gonna give it an 8.5. Yeah, it doesn't even need that. It doesn't even need a press, I don't think. So let's see, 592. I'm gonna go 8.5 on this one. VF Plus copy. Very decent copy here. All right, and I'm not going to spend too much time on the Suicide Squad books. These are both, high grade books. I don't want to say near mint. They've got just kind of minor flaws here and there. This one's probably higher. I would say this is like a 9.4. This is probably like a 9.0. And I know I didn't do a very thorough job on that, but for the modern books, just doing a very, loose grading visually. So this one has just a couple issues on the spine. Again, like a 9.0, I would say. And the other one is a lot better. It's a lot cleaner. So I'm going to give that a 9.4. Let's see, 7. Giving it a 9.4 for number 7. Sharp corners, spine's clean. It's really almost a, it's a near mint book. Just not a lot of issues. If we do have issues, it might be on the back. maybe a spine tick here or two here, there, but I mean, this could potentially be higher than a 9.4. Not seeing much wrong with it. Yeah, just go with high grade on that. This one probably is, like I said, 9.4 as well. Sharp corners, you know, looks like a new book. There's just a little bit of like a spine bump here along the edge there. Nothing that terrible. So I'll go 9.4 on this one as well. Mm-hmm. All right. Beautiful Jim Lee cover, by the way. I think, you know, I love, so if I ever get like a remark, I shouldn't say a remark, if I ever get a cover art done by Jim Lee, and that is on my like bucket list of things to do, you know, just commission him for a cover. That's seeming like it's going to be it's a more, I want to say it's more and more unlikely that I'll be able to get like a cover sketch by him, but we'll see. But if I were to get a cover sketch, it'd be like a Superman blank cover, and we'd get him doing something like this, or like maybe both hands up, like a flying pose of Superman. That's the only character I'd want Jim Lee to do cover sketch on. Maybe the Grifter, maybe Zealot, but I wouldn't want like a Batman. Maybe Wolverine, maybe Psylocke. So it'd probably be a toss-up between Psylocke and Superman, but I'd go Superman. Yeah, and in a pose like this. So, but yeah, just again, just was I would eventually add this. I just thought, why not today? 33 cents is a pretty decent price to pick it up at, so didn't hesitate. Finally got it off the list. All right, and this one, you know, like I mentioned, it's really a high grade book, but it's got the, I'll just show you. It's got the sticker residue on it. Like you can see it sticking on the center of the book as well. So right there, I just got it off. So I mean, you know, you look at it, it doesn't actually look that bad. It's got spine ticks here and there, a little bit of a cover fold, not really a crease fold, just kind of bend it that way a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, if right here in the center, there's like a sticker that got like a sticker stain right there. See it right there? It's like a big square sticker stain. And then also, because we got it for 25 cents at Half Price Books, actually I got the sticker off pretty good. You can feel the residue. I don't know if you can see it. The residue is right here in this section here. I'm sure you can see it if I get in the light. Just right there, you can kind of see it, I guess. Maybe not. I did a real good job of removing it with the hairdryer. But yeah, I mean, the middle of the book is got this like sticky patch there. I mean, I'm just going to let it kind of degrade itself over time, you know, let it oxidate, and then hopefully clean it off at some point. But I mean, again, for 25 cents, this is more of just like a nostalgia buy. I love this era of collecting, and so books like this that represent the era, kind of all the crazy stuff they were doing in the 90s. You know, it's like they kind of like the people that were selling the comic books were like, how can we, you know, one up what we did last month? Oh, I know. Let's like amalgam Magneto and the Metal Men. you know, like it's kind of what you got out of this. Pretty cool concept of a book. Yeah, 25 cents. It's available if you want it. All right, so now we're at the two sort of like the books of the haul, I guess. Again, pick these up in the 33-cent bin. And for me, like, as beat up as these books are like great pickups for 33 cents. I mean, this is just kind of the stuff that I collect. So I guess we'll start with the Ballin book. And hang on, I'm just going to get some bleach so we can do some cleaning. Hang on just a minute. All right, back. It's got a little spritz of bleach. Now, on a book that has this kind of like humidity damage, you're starting to see like some molding there. You've got to do a thorough like chemical cleaning on this, which is why I use the bleach. I mean, you clean it with bleach, the likelihood of mold returning and stuff diminishes, which is why we do it. Man, this is just beautiful Ballin art here. Man, what a treat. Beautiful, beautiful book. All right, take a look at the back. Yeah, as expected, it's got a nice Ballin back cover as well. Again, definitely needs, got a little bit of a tear there. It looks like a little bit of like some of the backing board stuck to the book. So it didn't actually tear the comic. It looks like the backing board is stuck there. So that's not great, but could be worse. Like I still see the image, right? Actually, it's rubbing right off. So wow, cool. We just got the pieces of that backboard off. So that's nice. Cool. Well, problem solved. Yeah, it's a mess. I can feel the rippling in the book from the moisture damage. And there's just a lot of surface dirt here. As you can see, that's coming off. Top of the book is not as bad. Just the bottom part. I'm seeing a lot of moisture damage here. All right. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, even for 33 cents, man, why don't you just pay $3 and get a nice, high grade copy of the book? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I can enjoy this book. It's got some staining there, but overall, I think, there's potential that I'm getting a lot of the dirt off, actually. Not that this area is any better, but I don't want to be too abrasive with that, but it's just as much as we can off. Yeah, I was able to get that stuck cover off. So it actually looks decent now. It's not this big white chunk of paper sticking there. All right, I'm going to need a couple more pads here. I'll be right back. See, look at that. That was just all dirt, just came off. Looks a lot cleaner now. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think with a couple more makeup pads, it's already looking a lot. That's just all dirt right there. Just look, I can pretty much remove a lot of the dirt here. It's just going to take some time, some rubbing. Not bad. Ultimately, I think this needs a nice press as well. But, all right, I'm going to be back with a couple more makeup pads. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry for the dead air. That's what being live does. All right. So I'm not really necessarily worried about, don't want to do that. Not really necessarily worried about getting the cover wet with bleach. I think the book is so dry already. I don't think introducing a bit of bleach moisture is going to do much. Probably help the book a little bit. To kind of air out. And this, I feel like this back section here, just a lot of dirt that, not that we're going to do it with a lot of pressure, but just some light pressure. Okay. Gonna put I'm just giving a nice, like, you can see it's like the dirt is deep, so I'm just giving it a nice hard, just trying to penetrate as deep into the fibers of the book and pick up that dirt there. I think you'll see some results on this side as well. See that? So yeah, just this book's been kind of in that musty Hill of Comics bin for who knows how long. But we rescued it and do a little bleach treatment here. again, I think with the press, this book, we can't get all that little staining and discoloration out, but the general sort of water damage in this book can be pressed out, I think. See that warping? All that can be improved. And the colors, the corners on this book are still, for an 80s book, corners are still really nice. Spine on the back is really decent. Not seeing much in terms of spine ticks or color break. So yeah, I think this is a potential to be just a really nice sort of mid-grade book when we get it pressed out. Now, I wouldn't necessarily submit this book to Roger this go around, but maybe next time or something. We'll see. Just love this book. Again, technically we paid $1 for it on. Yeah, I don't mind picking up something like this for $1. Sure, could probably pick it up high grade for $3 or so like that, but this grade is acceptable to me. Technically I picked it up for 33 cents, but even for $1, I would have probably picked this one up. All right, now we're gonna spend a lot of time on this one. I'm gonna be very gentle and delicate with this because it's a very dry book. It's very stiff, I should say. Like there's just you can see, there's just a lot of like mildew. It's like into the book. You can see it right there. You can see it right there. Just a lot of like mold damage, but it's still decent. It's a complete book. Bill Everett interiors, got a Gil Kane cover. We got pretty bad rusty staples, but again, the good clean and press. We're gonna do a lot of the cleaning here right now. So I'm just hoping things will kind of improve. This is damp, so I'm just gonna take this and get this cover. Look at that. I didn't even really push down on the book, and we're just getting so much dirt picked up off the book. What is that? Is that a... I don't want to rub that and exacerbate that too much. Seems like a lot of the damage, some kind of like dirt damage is right here. So let me know if it looks like it's getting cleaner from your perspective. It's hard to tell from my perspective. I'm just wiping. Kind of see some improvement there. But yeah, there's this like doo-doo stain on there that we're getting off. Can't believe how, look at that. Look at this, how sharp that corner is still. It's crazy. It's like it decayed in, it was like I think a decent grade book that just decayed. I really think a book like this, I know there's going to be quite a stark difference when Roger gets his hands on it. So we'll see. All right, I got some more bleach. Just going to lightly kind of brush the book. And again, I don't mind introducing some moisture to the cover. This cover is very, as you saw, kind of dry. It's not brittle per se. It's just, I think, seeing its share of humidity and then drying, and then humidity and then drying. So you had kind of mold form and then mold kind of die and just create this like moldy dust along with the dirt that's already caked into the book. All right, so I'm just going to work on this section here because I see a lot of dirt there. Wow, that looks actually a lot better. Look how much dirt I'm getting off there. Just, that looks a lot better. Look at that. So when I add a little bit of pressure, it just picks up a lot of that dirt. So I really just want to try to get Namor and Sunfire looking their cleanest. There may be room for some eraser time here. God, I love this cover. It's just a dope cover. What a great book what a great pickup for API Heritage Month, right? And I love Sunfire. Love Sunfire as a character. And this book isn't actually in that bad. Again, like I said, it's got rusty staples, but it's complete. Staples are attached. Just has this mold damage everywhere, but as you can see, it's not like the pages are stuck or anything, right? It's like, it's actually just decent. This back is really, really ugly and problematic. Just gonna, how do we do this? I kind of want to get a new, I guess I could kind of do it like this. I'm just trying to find little clean sections. I'm going to be back with more bleaching. Okay, I got a little cotton ball, which I'm going to try to like kind of get a larger surface area to work with. Okay. I think this one may just go to work with the eraser. Yeah, a lot of this black sort of mold damage is white. It's just dirt. We thought it was like a caked on mold, but some of it just coming right off with a good wipe. Look at that. So yeah, just the wiping itself is just improving the look of the back at least. Look at that. Just all that mold is just wiping right off. Man, I can't believe, look at that. That's just gross. Just gross. Mold is a true comic villain, Black. Yeah. It is black mold. And yeah, I'm kind of worried that it'll transfer to my other books. So I do want to be careful. But again, I'm using the bleach, so I'm just hoping the bleach is not, like, it's not going to spread. I'm just going to wipe this edge here. Yeah, again, I have it double bagged and boarded, so hopefully it won't. And I have a pretty dry kind of storage area. There's not a lot of moisture where I keep my books, so. But you're right, like a lot of this stuff, it's like, I don't want to breathe too much of that in. All right, now we're going to use this, a little bit of this cotton pad. This is just a real kind of labor of love for me. Like I said, this is a book I've been wanting for a very long time. And a book like this, you know, it's like when you see it and you come across it, you're going to get it no matter what. So this is really sort of like an Young book. The fact that we got it for, 33 cents, paid really as low as we can probably pay for a book outside of a quarter. But it's just for me, it's a great pickup. And yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if I should. I think the back is. We can do some eraser time. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I have my eraser here actually. Hang on just a little bit. All right, I just want to see if eraser time is even. I imagine the eraser is just going to create like a I just want to do it very, I guess, along the grain of the book here. So just see what this does. Yeah, it's doing a lot of good, especially on this like edge here. It's picking up a lot of that grime. Look at that. Just gonna go broad strokes across the spine. Looks a lot better. Okay. Do it here as well. Wow, look at that. It's just whatever stuck to that book is just coming right off. Making it wider. Wow. I'm going to do more because I'm seeing some very positive results. Just don't want to tear the book here, obviously. Be very careful across this. Let me get a little bit of clean surface here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but I'm definitely seeing a big improvement on the book. I guess this is a good time to just talk about stuff. I think X-Men 97 ended, and for the most part, I think people are excited. It just feels really good for a collector from my era to see, just my era of X-Men getting its share of like screen time. I feel like the whole series was just a love letter to fans from the 90s, the 80s and 90s collecting era. And looks like they're gonna tee up Apocalypse and the Four Horsemen. You'll probably see, I don't know, maybe see a version of Wolverine as a horseman, and of course Archangel, right? That's kind of the hope. So all those books are kind of on people's radars, I think. Comic Tom did a good job of covering, the relevance of the first cover appearance of Archangel, who wasn't technically even named at that point, right? He was just the Angel of Death for Apocalypse. All right. I don't know about you, but that looks a whole lot better than what was there before. Again, I think with a good press, this book is going to look really nice. I love how the staples are still there. I mean, they're rusty as all get-go, but all right, the other thing I want to kind of do is see if we can't get a little red eraser time on these word bubbles. Got this sort of edge to the, just do a little bit. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of penetration on this dirt. Don't want to work too much on the color. That looks a little better. Maybe get the yellow here. The comics. Oh, careful there. Oof. Did I rip anything? Nope. Let's get that comics code looking nice and white. Thank you, Miss So. Doing my best. Doing my best. Let's see here. Just do the little bit of the word bubble. Looks cleaner already. Get a little bit of Namor's face there. Nothing crazy. Yeah. Get a little bit of sunfire's back, that little light pop in, a bit of his arm. Oof, there's a lot of dirt there. Oh no, just tore part of it. Eesh. Yeah, there's a little tear there now. That's not cool. All right, well, we're not doing that anymore. I don't want to just tore the book. I mean, it's like in the middle tear, but it's a tear nonetheless. I mean, I could tape it up, but let's just call it a day. I don't want to feel really bad about having done that. Just give it another little wipe down here. All right, well, we got a tear. It's about as clean a tear as we can get. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape that part. Because I don't want it to exacerbate. Where's my tape though? I can't. Scotch tape. All right, well, I don't see the Scotch tape anywhere near me. It's probably outside. All right, well, that's unfortunate. I do want to wipe off this interior part here just a little bit. Because that is black mold there. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay. I am going to tape that section when I get a chance, but I don't have the tape with me now, so we'll just call it a day for now. I am going to move it to a new bag and board, though. Okay, well, that that did not go as I wanted. I didn't want to damage the book, but I mean, it was. I got a little overzealous with erasing, and we tore a little. You can see it right there. Tore a little section of the book there. I mean, it's barely visible, and it's something we could probably tape up at the end of the day. But overall, very, very happy still with this pickup. I probably do, like, this is just sort of like an young find. It's a placeholder in my collection for now. I think we do want a nicer copy of this. I was just thinking, like, yeah, as great as this was for 33 cents, if we can pick something up higher grade for like $3 or $5, it would be worth the investment. So I don't want to completely kind of give up on that project. I think we will at some point get another copy, better grade copy. But yeah, for now, this will do. Especially now that it's like it's been compromised, I just feel like, yeah, like probably shouldn't have. I just feel bad when I do damage in my own books. I don't ever want to damage a book, but when it comes by my hand, it doesn't feel good, not at all. But we did get it looking better. I do want to say, like, there's all this like dirt and dust on my desk now. I'm just gonna let the vacuum cleaner pick all this crap up. But it's like spent quite a bit of time on the book, and yeah, I mean, the back looks a lot better. Just gonna take it out again. Give it another little. So we got parts of the book cleaner. I feel like this general areas looks a lot better. Yeah, there's still a lot of this like black mold that I am a little paranoid about. I think we probably want to keep this. I think I do want to keep this away from my other books for now. Better to be safe than sorry. And this corner I want the corner to survive, but I don't know how well that's going to do here. Yeah, that's not working. think I'm just going to leave it loose, very loose bag. I'm going to just put a little glue on there so that the corner will stick and not cause an issue. All right, let's try that now. Corner keeps popping up when I try to put it in the bag and board. So here we go. Give it another. There we go. All right, so I think one way to keep this, I want to do something with all these comics right now, and that's just give it a nice, first off, we're going to get rid of all the cotton pads we used to clean up. Okay. And we're going to give everything a nice antiseptic rub down. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I've got these sort of alcohol-esque wipes. I just sprayed it down with bleach. So through the bag and board, just gonna wipe it. Gonna wipe each bag and board down. This should kill off anything at the surface level that would spread to the rest of my collection. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna still keep these in my comic drawer, but just getting the bag rid of any surface mold, just kill all that stuff off. There we go. All right. And these are the books that really you need to be careful with. There we go. All right. And then we'll get a new one for this one. Just give it a nice rub down. edge rub down here. All right. That should be fine. Again, this is, I think, I do want to wipe these boards too because we're going to reuse these for another book. That down. That down. Okay, so here. All right, let's just rub down here. All right. Let's get this down again. What's up? What's up, Ben? Thornrad. Thanks for joining, guys. I was kind of just focused on doing, the books, cleaning the books and stuff. I didn't bother to look up and check the chat out. So yeah, I'm not happy about what I did with my book. I mean, it is what it is. I'm noticing a little bit of a cover tear there as well. There's a little bit of a tear right there. I'm just noticing that now. So yeah, I mean, as far as like grades go, it's actually not that bad of a book. Like it presents pretty well. When you take it out and you see all the damage, the mold damage especially, it's a little bit disappointing. But yeah, I mean, it still is a book I really love. It's again, the second appearance of Sunfire. This great Submariner, covered by Gil Kane. Scourge of the Seven Seas. When Sunfire Strikes. So, in terms of the grade, it's like I would say it's a 1.0, maybe a 1.5. But again, with like a good cleaning, and I felt like we did we got it looking a lot better than where it previously was. When your grade gets this low, again, like I think it presents low grade, but it's not like, it's not wrought with like wrinkles, and it's just a lot of damage. Again, the damage is what's a little bit disappointing. And yeah, I think in terms of the grade, I wouldn't necessarily say. I don't know. It's like it's on the cusp of like between a 1 and a 2. I mean, it could be closer to a 2. Maybe a 1.5 would be a good landing spot. I just don't know how, like, again, if it gets any kind of demerit, it's just from all the mold staining and the humidity damage, and really the mold throughout it's not just the cover, but throughout the whole interior of the book too. So yeah, I mean, that could be seen as like a major, you know, like a major flaw with the book, because that's subjective what you think is minor, major, or, you know, um, I think what's the range? It's like minor, medium, and then major. So, I'm the kind of person who would say this kind of mildew damage is a major issue with the book. And again, you got, yeah, overall, like in terms of creasing and like that corner right there, it's still, even though it's a little bit of a notch, look at that. Look how well preserved that corner is. Well, it's about to fall off, but I mean, it's a pretty decent book outside of that damage. Again, the staples are like black. The edges of the book are still kind of moldy, like that. It comes right off. It's like dirt at this point. I don't think that molds unless it gets some moisture. Um, I don't think it's really going to be problematic. But overall, it's a low grade. Again, with it now that we've torn a little section there. I mean, we could tape it up. You can't really see it, but I know it's there. That's what bugs me. I know it's like right there across that portion of the book. Should have been more careful. I'll know better to kind of just try to rush an eraser type thing, because that eraser can catch, and if you're putting decent amount of pressure, it doesn't matter how old. I mean, the condition of this book didn't help it, but that could happen on any book, whether it's a modern. Ben saying, don't put it with your other books. I'm apt to agree. I think this one will stay out of the main collection. I mean, I did wipe down the bag and board with bleach, but you're right. Like, mold is like airborne, and it can, as long as my comic, it's dry and the temperature's even. So, and it's not like gaining. I mean, it does get hot in my room sometimes in the summer, but it's not. It's not anywhere, I think, to the level where it would cause like a humid condition and for moisture to collect. For the most part, it's kind of in a cool, dark, uh, dry place. So it's not really, I think under the bed, or like in a just room, if you kept it in like a short box in a room, you'd have more chance for that moisture and the heat to trap in. But I'm keeping it in like a drawer with absolutely no light or no, the temperature is pretty steady in that drawer. So yeah, I mean, I don't think necessarily these other books will transfer the mold, but because there's still mold in the interior of this book, I don't feel good about exposing it to the bulk of my collection. So I will heed your advice, Ben, and I'll keep it out of the collection. Just the Submariner book. But yeah, it's like a little bit of a bummer that we damaged it. I would have liked to, it would have been nice to just have the book not tear, and it is. I can't. It is what it is. I can't cry over spilled milk, but just really kind of upset myself. I want to reiterate, it's this book here. It's it's just a book I've been wanting for such a long time, and again, we'll probably pick up another copy. Just not gonna rush out and get it. We do want it maybe in better condition. I mean, it presents like a mid-grade book. Like if you just kind of look at it, it's only when you get in and kind of examine, there's all that dirt damage. And there's a tear right there that I created. I feel awful about it. I'm gonna actually tape that up at some point. Because I do have other books with tape on it where the tear, so you're not exacerbating the tear. That's the ultimate thing. You want to just keep it nice and tight, so it's not getting any of that. It's not widening or deepening the tear. And it's got the sticker on there. It's got the 25-cent sticker on there, which it's not the worst thing. It's also not great. If I could kind of somehow remove it cleanly, that'd be great. But it's a book. It's not a terribly expensive book, and I'm sure most LCSs, if you go into the Submariner section and you just dig through, you probably run across, I'm sure Everett Comics has a copy of this sitting there, probably in decent condition. So for me, it's not like the end of the world, right? Like, we'll probably get a better copy in our collection at some point. But for me, it was like 33 cents. It was practically cover price. What we picked it up for is 20-cent cover, but 33 cents is like kind of right there. Of course, it has issues, but even with the issue, that's a great pickup. But yeah, just love this book. Just love this book. And I again, this haul is it's picked up a lot of, I think, good stuff, like some more Byrne books, some more Jim Lee books. So overall, I think I got picked up this 90s amalgam book, which is available, if you want to It's available for sale or trade if you want it. If you want a Magneto and the Magnetic Men amalgam book, hit me up on Instagram with a message. Otherwise, I think, just kind of go over highlights of the haul. We picked up this beautiful Bolland Judge Dredd number 2. We picked up a triple signed, the Wicked and the Divine. All the creator signatures are here. This variant cover of the creators as well by Chip Zdarsky. And then Submariner number 52. Kill King Goodness. Second appearance of Sunfire. Now that we have this in the collection, I definitely am intent on adding a better copy. But there's a caveat to that. We're going to let it come to us, right? So, I'll be on the lookout for it, but it's going to be an Unmyung book. So we are going to hunt for it. We're out there on the hunt. We're going to look for it. And hopefully we'll find a better, cleaner copy. But for now, this is a nice placeholder. I probably won't send this to Roger. I know he would do a great job making this book look absolutely gorgeous. But given that we're probably getting another copy, and given there's that mold issue and whatnot, I just feel like it wouldn't be worth his time to work on this book. I know he'd do a fabulous job on it, and it would probably look amazing, because it does need like a press. I think the biggest thing is it needs a real good clean. And I know Roger can do them. Well, we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it with him. If he feels like he can really, do like some kind of bath or something on the book. I know there's all kinds of things you can do by like putting it in water, cleaning it, and then getting it out, somewhat drying it, and then pressing it. Well, there's a lot of techniques there, but I just don't know enough to whether this would be worth it. We can get this book looking just cleaned up, like completely, like where all that mold and the water, humidity damage and all that's just gone. I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. But if that's going to just end up being like too big of a lift, then I don't want to go down that path. All right, well, my hands are feeling kind of icky right now, so I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, continue to check out API Heritage Month on this channel and some of the other collaborators that we're working with. We've got some great artists coming up. So just stay tuned for those announcements, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Booyah.